Hey everybody, Brian Fonseca here to tell you about the multi-time award-winning series out now that is Side Hustle, which is created, executive produced, hosted, and edited by me, Brian Fonseca. Side Hustle is a sit-down interview series that taps into sacrifice, the odd avenues taken to progress closer to your ultimate dreams, and some jokes as well. Because we always gotta find it funny, and we always gotta find time to laugh. Side Hustle has been named to the best TV and web series category at several different film festivals, including the 2020 International New York Film Festival, the New York Movie Awards, and a host of others. Be sure to watch season 1 in full right now on either brianfonseca.net or youtube.com/brianfonseca. Brian with a Y, remember. All 8 episodes, trailers, teasers, and promo are free to watch, and the series as a whole is approximately 2 hours long. Everyone has a story, everyone has a side hustle. Be sure to watch season 1, out now.
So I have to ask you this. Coming into the season, what were your expectations for this team, the Jets team that you cover? What did you think they could do? What do you think their best situation of the season could be for them?
I mean, you looked at their schedule. You knew it was going to be a tough schedule. I mean, it's crazy. I thought they could be at least 6-10. And to be honest with you, I think that's actually a good record for them because of the teams they're facing. Like, I don't think that would have been a disappointing season. Because, again, you have Kansas City, you have Seattle, you have 49ers, you have the Bills that are a lot better than they were. You still have New England twice a year, which everybody's like, well, Brady's not there. But I'm sorry, you still have Bill Belichick there. And until you knock him off, I don't want to hear it.
And Cam.
So, exactly. That's just it. I thought Sam Darnold would take that next step because it's his second year in Adams' offense. He's been more comfortable. But then again, he has a new offensive line. So, and they didn't have, OTAs. They didn't have a real preseason. You don't have preseason games. And who was he throwing to was the big question. But again, I still thought Sam could take that next step forward. But I just feel like these last 2 weeks, I've been shocked that they've come out so flat and look so unprepared and so non-competitive. And I expected their defense to be a little better. I mean, I know they lost Jamal Adams and I know C.J. Mosley. Those were 2 key points. But you still had Greg Williams there. And I thought the defense played well week 1. But I was surprised this past Sunday. I know it's week 2 and everybody wants to push that panic button, but the energy's not there is what I'm saying. I want to see that fight. I want to see a little more of that.
Yeah, what was your reaction to the first play of the game yesterday? Where Raheem Mostert gets the end around.
So 17 seconds into the game.
You missed the play, didn't you?
So
you looked away?
Me and my producer are in a suite because we have to do a post-game show, so we're not in the press box. So we're getting the TV on, and then you can kind of see, and I was getting my notes and I was getting everything right, and we had just got done doing post-game stuff or pre-game stuff. So I was and all of a sudden I look up and I was and of course there's no fans, so you don't hear any booing or yelling, screaming.
Right.
And I'm looking and I was I go to my producer and no one's around. It's me and my producer. And I go, Sean, I think the 49ers just scored. He's what are you talking about? I'm no, I think we couldn't figure out the phone. We couldn't figure out how to turn the volume up on the TV. So you just saw this man you saw him running down. I'm oh, are they practicing? I think I tweeted what just happened, and I literally was what just happened?
And that's the awkwardness,
you kidding me?
That's the awkwardness, like you said, Jeané, of not having the crowd, because if the crowd was there, you would have known.
The fans would have been
right.
You would have heard. You would have known something would have happened.
Right.
So I was wait, are we? And then you're wait, is this a scrimmage? Then you have to put yourself back. No, this is a real game. That really did happen. Let's hope this gets a little better. 17 seconds in, we're already oh dear God, here we go again.
And it ended up being a very long day for the Jets. You brought up something that I've agreed with looking at the team through the first 2 weeks. Outscored 58-30. As you said, the defense didn't look that bad in week 1, but you used the word, I think, lifeless is what you said. They just didn't have a lot of energy out there. And with all that, the fans are now antsy. And so the fans want to know, should we be getting rid of Gase? Is he on the hot seat? And you made another great point, Jeané, that this is week 2. And this is the week. You've been covering this for a long time. Everybody's willing to push the panic button in week 2. Should Jets fans be pushing the panic button in week 2, or should they calm down just a little bit?
I mean,
he's asking for himself, by the way.
Well,
I'm not.
I mean, Christopher Johnson spoke to us. I was there last Wednesday, and he said, listen, he was disappointed in week 1, but Gase is his guy. He has full confidence in Gase, has full confidence in this team. He thinks he's an offensive genius. Gase isn't going anywhere. He has Christopher Johnson's back, at least for the season. Like, the Jets don't make in-season changes that often. I think it only happened once. So, I mean, Jets fans, you got to stick it through. I mean, I like Joe Douglas a lot. I think they got it. I mean, and again, I know every team is in the same boat, but the Jets didn't have a preseason, didn't have OTAs, you have a brand new offensive line. Like, trying to be positive here. Am I working, Dexter? Am I working?
No.
So you don't think Dexter should give up his fandom?
Jeané's not going to say that.
Here, listen. I love Marcus May. I think is unbelievable. I love Mekhi Becton. I love Avery Williamson. I love Chris Herndon. I love, Sam Darnold. I think you have some really good pieces. And they just have to come together. And you have Joe Douglas, who's a great GM. Like I said, you have solid pieces. They just have to come together.
Yeah. I mean, the Jet fans push back on that, Jeané. They're going to say, oh, well, we've been waiting, same old Jets, the lack of the confidence there. You're preaching patience, which I think is fine. Which I think is fine.
Like I said, you got good guys to root for. I mean, who can't root for Marcus May? He's an awesome guy.
Right.
I mean, who can't root for Mekhi Becton? He's 6'8" and just smiles all the time. Like, and can crush you in a heartbeat. I've never seen a man that big move as fast as he does. When
you're doing the post-game show yesterday and back on Sunday, excuse me for people who are listening to this later, but on Sunday, and you're hearing the sound come from the team after, and you're hearing from Gase and everything he had to say, how would you characterize the mood of the team? Still positive and upbeat, or I wouldn't expect them to be hanging their heads down after being 0-2, but what do you think the mood of the team is right now?
I think because it's week 2, I don't think they can panic quite yet. I don't think they can panic because you still have – that's a long 14 weeks, 15 if you throw in that bye week. I mean, do you want to be, this same old Jets? I mean, they can't – players – and this is another thing that drives me crazy. Players just don't give up. This is their livelihood.
Right.
They're not going to go out there and be like, oh, we're going to lose. Let's give up now. Like they want to make other teams. They're trying their best.
Yeah.
So, again, it's hard to watch sometimes. It was not easy to watch that game. There wasn't a lot of positives in that game on Sunday. But there are some few positives. I'm going to get my water bottle.
That is a good time. Right, that is a good time for you to get the water. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, I think so. Let me ask you this, Jeané. If this season were to turn out to be kind of like the Dolphins season of last year, where they started off really bad, they were kind of the laughingstock of the NFL. They were maybe the worst team in the league for the first half of the season or whatever. But then they ended off really strong, got a couple of big wins, and it was like, oh, we have a coach, we might have this, we might have that. Is that something that Jet fans could look forward to,
but here's the thing: you can't compare that Dolphins team. They got rid of all of their stars. They were meaning to tank. Like that was the MO last year. Right. I mean, the Dolphins came up and snuck up and surprised a lot of people because they fought and they played and they wanted to. Like I said, Marcus May I love watching Marcus May. I love Cleveland. I think Sam Darnold has the potential to be your guy. I just think all the pieces need to click.
All right. I mean that's fine. With that being said, Jeané, how big is week 3 for this team? They're going to it's must wins. You can't drop to 0-3. It can't happen.
I think they could beat the Colts. By the way, I do. So
I think they could be. I think the Colts are going to be tough. You're in Indy, and the Colts just humbled the Vikings, and the Colts have a really good defense and a very good offense. I think they could win. I think they could get that Thursday night game because then they come back home and play Denver Thursday night at home.
Yeah,
Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock. Will Drew Lock still be out by that time?
Yeah, it's 10 days away. I think is it 10 days away? I think.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, they should probably.
Then again, Jimmy G was out and.
Right.
Nick Bosa was out.
And they still did not look like they had any energy. So, yeah, that's where the Jets fan doesn't have much hope.